Susana Kennedy Show on 2oceansvibe. It's Kinky Kennedy, the crazy caring cat. Saturdays, 12 until 2. The Susana Kennedy Show.
Hello, Duncan.
Hello, Susana.
How are you doing today?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you. So we've got you chatting about stem cell therapy, which I'm very excited about. And you are one of the foremost people in stem cell therapy in South Africa, I've heard.
That's very kind of you to say that. We like to say we work with stem cells quite a lot. We're developing with people who are forefronting.
Yes.
I'm more a clinician working with stem cells.
Okay.
But the scientists are the forefront people.
Okay. Tell us, just for the listeners, I want to just clarify what are stem cells and why they're so important.
Okay. So stem cells are like the holy grail.
Yes.
Okay, so it's what everyone's chasing. It's a terrible way to say it is that it's the ultimate elixir of youth.
Okay.
So it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. It's what keeps us going and going and going. It's the basic cells that can develop into anything in the whole body.
Yes, it's like a little cell that hasn't decided what it wants to be yet.
Yeah. It's like the little tank engine that can do anything.
Yes.
Yeah. And so as a fetus in the mother's womb, we just completely stem cells. And so if you were to cut a fetus in the womb, it heals completely without a scar.
Oh, wow.
Because it uses stem cells.
Oh, that's
progenitor cells,
amazing.
yeah. But as soon as a baby's born, you cut it and it heals with scar. And that's how we heal. So what we're trying to do is develop things that rebuild new tissue with stem cells.
With stem cells. So we've kind of spoken about embryonic stem cells and adult stem cells, because before we were, everybody was saying when you have a baby, you've got to keep you've got to get the embryonic stem cells and freeze them. But now there are ways of getting adult stem cells.
So in a nutshell,
yes.
In the late 90s and the 2000s, when the Bush administration in the States stated that stem cells were bad, we can't use them, they were talking about embryonic stem cells, taking stem cells from embryos.
Okay.
Which is not a good thing to do, and no one endorses it.
Okay, why is it not a good thing to do?
Well, it's a good thing because you get the best stem cells. It's a bad thing because then you go to all sorts of ethical issues about harvesting embryos and ethical issues for embryos and infants and fetuses.
Is that what was going on?
That's what the potential was of what's going on. It doesn't go on at all. So that's.
Are you sure,
I'm
Duncan?
quite sure. So that scared the big bejeebies up everyone about stem cells, and it got a bad reputation.
Okay.
And those stem cells, and you can actually get the same ones from cord blood, so the cord that attaches from the baby to the mother,
yes.
and also from the cord itself. So
the umbilical cord. That's actually what they've been freezing, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So those cord stem cells, they freeze, and then you could use them in future years. However, what we're discovering is that half of them, up to 90% of them, die away when you unfreeze them. So cord stem cells that are frozen aren't quite as an exciting topic as they used to be.
Sure, that is a lot. It's a big percentage.
It is. And fresh stem cells from yourself, or autologous stem cells, becoming a bigger topic.
Yes.
So we've now got techniques where they then started taking stem cells from adults. So from myself, I could take it from the bone.
Yeah.
Which was a bit painful, not a good idea. Or from the blood, but we didn't get very many. Or from fat on your tummy.
And was that was initially used for various cancer treatments, wasn't it?
It has been, yeah. It's what we do with it now is we will take the fat cells out, and you will get from 1 ml of fat 1 million stem cells. So you get a lot.
That is incredible.
So whereas in bone or blood you might get a little teensy-weensy bit, you get a lot per mil in fat. So that's the magic of it. The trick now is to wake them up. There's different things with particular types of light, so LED light, a certain frequency that wakes them up. There's lecithin that separates them, there's enzymes. They've got all these little tricks to wake them up.
And how painful is it to extract? Because now the most common way of doing it is from fat, right?
Yeah.
How painful is it to extract that?
It's not that painful. We don't like to say it's a mini liposuction.
Yes.
But it kind of is. It's more a fat biopsy.
So you can You can come in for a mini liposuction and then grab some healthy stem cells and fix a few other things at the same time.
Kind of the crossover area.
That's happening. Okay.
It is. So it started off as a fat biopsy where on your tummy we numb it.
Yes.
Put a needle in, we put a big syringe in, we suck out a bit of fat, get 100 mils, then we work with it. And then people said, well, what about 150 or 200? And so that goes from a biopsy to mini liposuction. So,
So you got to just...
Yeah. Pick what you want.
Now, with regards to that, I know that the legalities are different all over the world, but in South Africa, we have to use the stem cells on the same day. Is that right? As extraction.
Right. So within South African law, we need to take stem cells out of me to put back into me. So we can't take them out of me and put them back into you.
Okay.
Yet. Then we need to put them back into me on the same day. So we can't manipulate them so much that we can grow an ear and a toe and a pancreas over a month and then put it back into me.
All right.
So it can be manipulated a little bit and put back in the same day. So
and it's just because we're a bit behind on the legislations, or what is the
it's
deal
really
there?
It's the ethical considerations of it that people could manipulate it too much. But having said that, people are banking their stem cells.
Okay.
So there's a grey area.
Yes. Well, that was my question actually to you a little while, or to Libby, was can we not, if we're healthy now, why not take some stem cells, come for a little lipo, take some stem cells out and freeze them, even if you are only going to be able to keep 10% or whatever it is of healthy stem cells. At least later on in our lives, when we are sick, we will have something banked.
Yeah, definitely, and so that is happening.
Okay.
And they're also looking at the considerations because some people don't have fat, and so a lot of these stem cells use, and it's being used experimentally at this stage while we're looking at results, will be used for ill people, so people who have nerve illnesses, or because stem cells will automatically in the body, so you inject it, but having activated back into a vein. And then it goes automatically to an area of inflammation. Mm-hmm. So if your bladder's inflamed, it'll go straight to there. Or if you have arthritis, it'll go straight to the inflamed joints. Or to areas of death. So there's studies showing it will then go to, if you've had a heart attack, to the dead tissue in the heart. Or if you had a stroke, it should cross the blood-brain barrier they've shown and go into the brain.
And that's the magic of stem cells, is that they're like little magicians, like little self-serving surgeons that just go into wherever is needed. Duncan, we're gonna take a break. Thank you for this interview, and we're gonna definitely have you back to chat a little bit more very, very soon. Duncan is from the Anti-Aging Clinic in Sea Point in Cape Town, and you can log on to their website. I will pop it up on my Facebook page. And he does stem cell therapy. If you've got any questions, he's also writing a book, which we're going to chat to him about in the future. Hopefully it'll be coming out next year. Is that right?
It's meant to be out in February. We're chasing
Wonderful.
Heavy deadlines.
Chasing February.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll be chatting about that soon too. But stay tuned. We'll be back just after this.
Thank you.
The Susana Kennedy Show on 2 Oceans Vibe. It's Kinky Kennedy. The Crazy Caring Cat. Saturdays, 12 until 2. The Susana Kennedy Show.